Welcome to the August 14th, 2020 video version of the Wagner Daily. My name is Rick Petticelli, and as usual, once a week, this video replaces the written commentary portion of our report. Hopefully it serves as a nice change of pace and offers some insight as to how we set up our charts, what time frames and indicators we use. First, we're going to cover a few broad market averages, then current open positions in the model portfolio. And to wrap it all up, we'll take a look at a few stocks that are currently on our watch list that may or may not be actionable within the next few days. So first up is the NASDAQ Composite. The NASDAQ gained about 0.3% today on lighter volume, but closed well off the highs of the session, basically stalling at the prior swing high. Now there's just so many scenarios that could play out here, but what we're looking at in the short term is if the NASDAQ is able to hold on to the 5 or 9 day MA and basically chop around in a tight range, possibly above 10,950, and then attempt to break out again and push to new highs? Or does the price action follow through to the downside on Friday and then retest this swing low and 20-day EMA, which is just chop mode? And so the S&P is in a pretty strong uptrend, obviously has a resistance from prior highs here, a major high. So we'll have to see if the price action does try to break out above that high and see how it holds up from there. As for open positions in the model portfolio, first up is LULU. We're long from around 333, this line right here. And it's cleared the highs of its base and continued to move higher. And there was a decent volume on 8.5 to confirm the breakout. Not a ton of volume, but I think it was average volume there. It was a pickup. So we're good with that as long as the price action behaves. So we're looking for the price to stay above the 9MA and this uptrend line here. So we're looking for LULU to hold this 340 area. PINS, we originally bought over the high of the gap up day, and we stopped out at break even on 8.11, but we liked the reversal action on 8.12, so we re-entered. We're long from 35.60, and we're looking for Wednesday's reversal candle to hold along with the rising 9 EMA. That's it for open positions. We closed several positions earlier in the week and last week, so we're looking to establish new positions in the portfolio. And since we run a pretty disciplined system in terms of entries and risk management, we have to have a setup in order to place a trade. We don't trade just for the sake of trading, just to have some action going on. So while most leading stocks pause, we're going to look for potential pullback entries off the 50-day MA or 10-week moving average on the weekly chart, and generally looking for what we always look for, which is just tight action around major moving averages such as the 10, 20, or 50-day moving average. So let's run through a few stocks that are on our watch list. These are not all going to be actionable right now, but keep them on the watch list and see how they develop over the next few days. First up is BABA, Alibaba. And on the weekly chart, we have 4 weeks of tight price action here. So this is the base. About 10% off the highs, holding on to the 20-day EMA. Here's the downtrend line, which would be the obvious buy point. Hopefully the price action can tighten up, possibly in this area here, and offer a lower risk buy entry than buying at 265 or even 268. And let's take a look at the monthly chart as well. Alibaba has just broken out from close to about 2 years of chop, so this is a fresh breakout to new highs last month. Quality price action on multiple time frames here in BABA. CRSP, this is the downtrend line, which again might be the obvious breakout buy down the road. However, if the price, CRSP, much like BABA in that we have a downtrend line break here, but could be in play over Thursday's high with the stop beneath the 3-day low, which is about 6% away, which isn't too bad. The weekly chart, we see the tight price action here. Not much distribution at all. There's some on the initial pullback, but that's normal. And if we look at the monthly, we also have a move to new highs for the first time in 2 years. Going back to the weekly chart, we should also point out that the 10-week just crossed above the 30 and 40-week MAs and has separated. This is the beginning of a new uptrend, or could be the beginning. Z-scaler, ZS, just looking at the chart, you'd think, well, there's no pattern there. It's not really viable. But if the price action does pull back into this 50-day MA here, could be interesting, especially if it holds above the 50 without much of a dip below. I mean, even if it pulls back into this 120 area, it might be interesting for an entry. And we'll see why if we move over to the weekly chart here. This is the first test of the 10-week MA after a significant advance. And that first test of the 10-week MA is often a low-risk buy point in a market-leading stock, which is what ZS is. And much like the last example in BABA, the 10 just broke free from the 30 and the 40-week moving averages. And so this is possibly the beginning of a new uptrend after a year of sideways price action. DOCU is another market-leading stock and a very strong performer. And this is the first touch of the 10-week MA after an explosive breakout. And really, if we look at DOCU, it's been sideways since it IPO'd in 2018. It broke out in 2020, but immediately gave all that back as the market cracked. So this is the first really big rally in DOCU. So this uptrend is just getting underway, and this is the first test of the 10-week moving average in an uptrend. So if DOCU even pulls back into this 190 area, it should be monitored for an entry. And of course, Tesla is on everyone's watch list and could get interesting if it can bust through this 1700 area. We'll monitor the price action for some sort of pullback or bull flag-like action that allows either the 5 or the 10-day moving average to catch up. But that's something to definitely keep at the top of a watch list. And the last stock of the video is AMD, and it's not really actionable right now, but this is a powerful breakout to what should be new highs here on the monthly chart. Yeah, it is also to all-time new highs. So this is obviously a powerful breakout, a lot of volume behind it. It's too extended in the short term, but we'd like to see a few weeks of chop here to allow the 20-day EMA to catch up. And we'll be looking for some sort of reversal candle to develop off the 20-day EMA as a potential entry point down the road. So that's a wrap for tonight's video. Let's see how leading stocks react around the 50-day MA and how the NASDAQ reacts to the prior swing high. Thank you for joining me. We'll see you next week.